try your best, then you'll never have to wonder about what you could have done if you'd summoned all your thunder. And if your best was not as good as you hoped it would be, you still could say, I gave today all that I had in me. It is with gladness that I welcome you to St. Landry Parish School Board's award ceremony in honor of our 2020-2021 Students of the Year. Your beaming faces of delight, pride, and achievement are permeating into every nook of this auditorium. And it is wholesomely invigorating, inspiring, and uplifting for our community, our educators, our parents, and families, but most importantly, what is felt on this day, in this very moment, is especially deserving of 42 phenomenal academic scholars who happen to be a critical part of our tomorrows. Tonight, we honor our future. Excellence at its best. I am Dwanetta Scott, Parent and Family Engagement Coordinator. Please join me in a round of applause as we collectively commend our 2020-2021 Students of the Year. At this moment, I would like to give a special thanks to Our Savior's Church and Mr. Kevin Laverne and the production crew for being so supportive of our efforts as we celebrate each of our honorees on tonight by allowing us the use of this beautiful venue. So thank you to Our Savior's Church. Dr. Nicole Morrison is the principal of Leonville Elementary School. She has been an educator for over 15 years, ranging in positions from girls softball coach, teacher, program coordinator, assistant principal to principal. She holds a doctorate degree in educational leadership, a master's degree in school counseling, a bachelor's degree in athletic training and elementary education from the University of Louisiana at Lafayette. Dr. Morrison resides in Lafayette with her son, Trent. I introduce to you our Mistress of Ceremonies for tonight's event, Dr. Nicole Morrison.
Good evening. I am honored to serve as your Mistress of Ceremony this evening. As a school leader, I am fortunate to witness the large and small achievements of children on a daily basis. But tonight's ceremony is extra special because it's shared with a broad spectrum of educational stakeholders, but most importantly, the parents and the families of our amazing student honorees. I commend each of you who are so critical to the nurturing, growth, and the success of our future. This evening's ceremony will begin with a presentation of colors by the junior ROTC students at Northwest High School under the instruction and leadership of Master Sergeant Joseph Brown. Please stand and remain standing. Honor to witness the outstanding work and efforts of Master Sergeant Joseph Brown and the junior ROTC students at Northwest High School. At this time, let us welcome to the stage Mr. Brandon Singleton, Lakeland Calhoun, Isaiah Thomas, and Kyrie Patterson. Mr. Brandon Singleton proudly serves as the principal of Rowley Elementary School and will deliver tonight's invocation. Lakeland Calhoun and Isaiah Thomas are students at Leonville Elementary School and will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be followed by the National Anthem presented by Kyrie Patterson, who attends Opelousas Senior High School.
Please bow your heads. Lord God, we thank you for this opportunity to gather and ask that you be with us as we celebrate the accomplishments of this group of amazing students. It is our hope that they feel a sense of achievement and continue to live lives of learning and discovery, and in doing so, bring great blessings to the world. We thank you for the parents, family members, and school staff who are joining them today. Let them continue to support, motivate, and encourage our students. We stand before you giving thanks for all of the blessings that you have bestowed upon us and those that will follow. We all know this past year has presented its challenges, but here we are, gathering together to celebrate. So for this, we say thank you. Our prayer today is that your will be done through this event. Take what has been prepared and multiply our efforts as only you can. Steer our intentions to align with your righteous will. Blanket us with your peace this evening and keep us physically safe and guard our hearts and minds. Keep love at the forefront of our minds today and the guiding light for all we set out to accomplish and celebrate. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the
At this time, you may be seated. An extra special thanks to Mr. Singleton, Lakeland, Isaiah, and Kyrie for sharing your time and most importantly, your talents with us on this evening. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Donnie Robinson of Port Barry High School. Dr. Robinson has the honor of introducing the guest speaker for this evening's ceremony, Ms. Macedonia Davis. Dr. Robinson.
Thank you, Dr. Morrison. Good afternoon. Superintendent Jenkins, our distinguished honorees, St. Landry Parish School Board personnel, our school board members, principals, parents, and other distinguished guests. My name is Dr. Donnie Robinson, and it is a pleasure, honor, and privilege to introduce our guest speaker for this afternoon, Ms. Macedonia Elizabeth Davis. To whom much is given, much will be required. This is Luke 2nd chapter, 48 verse. If you've heard this line of wisdom, you know it means we are held responsible for what we have. If we have been blessed with talents, wealth, knowledge, time, and the like, it is expected that we benefit others. Ms. Davis is truly a phenomenal young lady who has demonstrated characteristics that exemplify service over self time and time again. Ms. Macedonia Davis was the 2020 valedictorian of Port Barry High School. Just to list a few of her accomplishments, and again, what I mentioned, service over self. She was a member of the Youth Leadership Council from 2008 to 2020. She volunteered at district events, annual soiree, agriculture events. She worked with and initiated a recycling project that spread throughout the parish. She helped to create recycled statues to place around the town of Opelousas. She was a field organizer for Louisiana for personal freedoms. And just to list a few of her accomplishments, she is a Bill and Melinda Gates Scholar. She was a first place senior Beta State Convention Black and White Photography Award winner in the year 2020. She's a Questbridge College Prep Scholar. In 2019, she was a Questbridge National College Match Finalist. In 2019, she was a first place district literary rally in the area of Spanish 2 geometry in the year 2018 and 2019. And she has placed first numerous times with Skills USA state competition. Ms. Davis is currently a student at Tulane University. She's a freshman and she's majoring in neuroscience and minoring in Spanish. She is on the pre-medical track in hopes of attending medical school to become a psychiatrist. In her free time, she volunteers for clubs such as the TED and TED Talk in Tulane, and also the Black Student Union, while also spending as much time as she can with friends despite the current circumstances. I introduced to some, and to those who know her and love her, I had the pleasure of teaching this young lady for 4 years. I introduced to you, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Macedonia Elizabeth Davis, and she's going to come to you in her very own way.
Now we're on K5, so I'm gonna roll with it. Thank you guys so much for inviting me here to speak at this year's City ceremony. Although I'm not here in person, I'm so grateful to spread a message to you guys even virtually. So before I begin, I was told that Dr. Rob, my high school math teacher, was here to introduce me, and I just want to give a moment to give thanks to her as well as just shout her out for being an all-around amazing person. This individual was definitely a humongous role model to me throughout high school and even to now. She's very kind and caring and overall understanding, and she always pushed me to reach my goals. So I want to thank you, Dr. Rob, for being here. And students, if you have anyone in your life who is like Dr. Rob and always is there to make sure you're on track and helps you out whenever you need it, definitely cling to those individuals because they're going to stick around for a long time and they'll always be there if you need to fall back on them. So let's get into it. So if you don't know me, hello, my name is Sedona. I graduated from Fort Berry High School last year, and I was also last year's St. Andrew Parish School Board Student of the Year. So like you all, I was in that moment of glory where I felt really proud of myself for having this achievement, and you should be too, because you worked really hard for it. And this is something that you should be proud of yourself for, no matter who tells you what. So, right now I want to give you a bit of applause for being here. Good job, guys. You guys worked super hard throughout school, whether it be grades or in extracurriculars or anything really, up to this point in your life. And this is something that you should bask in. You earned it. But, before we get too far in that, I kind of want to be here to bust, your bubble. So, for my topic here, I want to just kind of address this to you guys. And you're not going to like it, but one day, you're going to fail. So, before you or your parents come after me or whatever, I first want to address that failure is not a bad thing. It's something that we all deal with, including myself. But, I guess because I dealt with it at such a shocking part in my life, I thought I should be here to tell you guys that it's going to be okay and kind of give you a bit of a survival kit on how to deal with failure. Because if any of you are like me, I know all of you are very high achieving and you grew up in a constant state of praise. And again, these are things you earned and you worked really hard for it. But there's going to become a time where you won't earn praise, you won't earn the glory, you won't win the prize. And that is okay. Now, granted, it sucks a lot, but I'm here to kind of teach you ways and how to grow from it and what you can learn from it. So I'll tell you a bit of a story. So I'm a freshman here at Tulane University here in New Orleans, and I'm a STEM major. I know, pray for me. And I know a bit of a stagnant moment in my life was first semester here. I took a course called, general chemistry. Some of you may love it, some of you may hate it. I thought I loved it until I took it here. Mr. Reed, my high school chemistry teacher, can tell you that I did pretty well in this class, and I loved the subject. It was one of my favorites. So entering college, I kind of had that big ego mindset. I was still coming down from the high of graduating, the honors, my student year, all of this. I felt really good about myself. Nothing could stop it. COVID, nothing. So entering, I kind of assumed it's gonna be okay. Nothing can stop me. I'm the greatest. I can do this. Even if I felt intimidated coming to this PWI. But anyways, once I took this class, again, I prepared. It was a bit more challenging than I thought, but still, I was thinking, nothing could stop me. Until the first exam, and I got my test grade back. Yeah, it was really horrible. I never made a score that low in my life. And I guess the first reaction was to cry. Did have a bit of a crying like that in my room, but it was fine, I'm okay. But initially the first reaction, the first thought I remember whenever I saw my paper was, I'm not going to be a doctor, which seems extremely dramatic. But again, like you all, I'm sure, very high achieving, won so much that one of the first few times you lose, it's bad. And it might be different for you, but I know for me it was awful. It was so awful. But during that time of dark thoughts of what's gonna happen, despite this minor setback, there were still more moments for me to also self-reflect. Despite me feeling like a failure, I still felt like there was something I can learn from it. So if not for that F, I still would have had a big ego and wouldn't learn what I actually wanted. So whenever I was sitting back thinking to myself, is this path really for me? Or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not this enough. I had to also talk to myself and say, Sedona, it's just a bad grade on a test. It's not the end of the world. Why are you feeling so upset over something that you could change on your own or won't even really affect your life in the long run. That was because there's always that constant message that, you want to reach your goals, you need to work hard, to do well, you need to do this and that. Success is the only answer. But I'm here to tell you that it's not. It's not. Failure is just as important as winning, no matter what people tell you. Of course, winning feels great and amazing, and it helps you get to the next step. But how would you know what you truly want or more about yourself if you don't fail? So during that time, I started venturing off on other interests, seeking out extracurriculars or extra help. Not only that, but it also taught me to be more open and reach out more in my community. Because before then, I was a very secluded individual who would not dare ask for help because I didn't think I needed it. But turns out I did. So I spoke with advisors, peers, and it was really helpful. Because not only did I learn the value of what I needed to do for myself that I constantly avoided because I just didn't think I thought I was perfect or whatever, I learned the value of community and just being able to understand that there's individuals in this world who are there to help you. Because like I said before, if there is someone that is there to help you, build that, build off of that. Don't deal with things by yourself. And whenever you're dealing with these things, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough, like as I mentioned before, but don't let it change course of what you truly want. So even though I failed that test, I worked hard and I didn't fail chemistry by the grace of God. And still on the pre-med track as I truly planned, but now I feel like I'm a more well-rounded individual who has the resources needed to succeed. Because before, I didn't reach out to anyone because I didn't think I needed it. But because I eventually had to, I have a better support system. I have a better thinking process without thinking that I'm above all or high up or whatever. So whenever I do fail again, it won't hurt as much. And it's okay, because whenever I see individuals like me who feel bad because they may have failed tests or didn't get a research position, whatever, we build community between each other because we both can relate on this level, Because again, like you guys, I know one day it's going to be a time where you really wanted something, but it didn't happen. And again, give that time and moment for you to self-reflect about what you truly want and what you can do to achieve that, even if it's not straight ahead, because no one's life path is just straight edge. It's going to be rocky. It's going to be really bumpy, and that's okay. So again, whenever you guys venture out after high school, whatever path you may lead, just know that it won't be easy. And you're going to endure things that are going to be really hard and challenging. And it's going to be a moment where you're thinking, how could this be happening to me? I never would have expected it. But just know that it's not something that you should or have to deal with alone. So definitely swallow your pride like I have. And it's okay if you get somewhere that you didn't expect it, because again, life is uncertain, so you never know what's going to happen. Okay, enough with the depressing talk now. But anyways, I want to reiterate how extremely grateful and honored I am to be invited here to speak to you all. I hope that whatever I said, it could be nonsense, has reached you, and that you could heed my advice. And again, just know that you're all going to do really well, even if there's setbacks. So never try to doubt yourself, and even if you do, it's only temporary. Because at the end of the day, it's your life path, you're going to be where you're meant to be. So thank you everyone, and God bless.
I think that was far from nonsense. And hopefully Dr. Rob is still here and she can relay this for me. I was once told, what do you call someone who doesn't do well on a test or fails a test but still graduates medical school? Doctor. Right? And I know, unfortunately, we all will experience failure. I know as parents we must shield and protect and put in a bubble. But it builds character and it builds perseverance. So I think she, as I think we all just saw, is very wise beyond her years. So I definitely want to commend Ms. Davis for her commitment to education. Traditionally, the guest speaker is the previous year's 12th grade student of the year. Ms. Davis is away at college and preparing for final exams, and I'll be checking on her, yet still made time to inspire and encourage tonight's honorees. We wish Ms. Davis the very best in her endeavors. Next on the program, we have Ms. Jennifer Simeon Zachary, who will take a minute to acknowledge the sponsors of tonight's ceremony. Mrs. Zachary serves at St. Landry Parish School as an academic interventionist. Mrs. Zachary.
Good evening. We'd like to take some time out of our program to acknowledge our sponsors, and they are First Student, Vision St. Landry, APEL, Detail Computer Solutions, Enterprise Fleet Management, Raising Cane's, and our Savior's Church of Opelousas. And we'd like to give them a big thank you because without their support, we would not be able to put on programs like this.
Thanks to those amazing sponsors who recognize and support our district's goal of building and maintaining positive community partnerships. At this time, the program notes that Ms. Bambi Palazola would speak, but unfortunately she was called upon to take care of some issues relative to the legislative session, and of course sends her regards. So at this point in time is the moment we have all been waiting for. It is time for us to recognize our distinguished honorees, St. Landry Parish's 2020-2021 Students of the Year. I welcome at this point in time Ms. Ramika Robinson, Supervisor of Elementary Education, and Mr. Milton Baptiste, Supervisor of Transportation, to the stage. Together they will share the distinguished task of introducing to you the 2020-2021 Students of the Year.
Good evening again. Tonight, Ms. Robinson and I are honored to share the joy of recognizing our St. Landry Parish 4th, 5th, 8th, and 12th grade students of the year. These students represent the intelligence, humility, integrity, respect, leadership, and service indicative of all students of the year. At this time, with no further ado, we'll begin with our 4th grade honorees. At this time, we'll recognize Lucy Stanford, representing Cankton Elementary. Representing East Elementary, Haley Powers. Hailing from Eunice Elementary, Cole Burson. Glendale Elementary, Cornell Williams. Samuel Walls, Gregoto Elementary. Grand Prairie Elementary, Ella Beard. Growley Elementary, Avante Lede. Highland Elementary, Vicky Tran. Northeast Elementary, Kristen Washington. Park Vista Elementary, Anna Primo. And last, but certainly not least, representing Port Barry Elementary, Jacob Glenn.
Thank you, Mr. Baptiste. Winners are everyday heroes. They take their dreams seriously. They never give up, and they won't let you give up either. Winners have attitude. They care in their sleep. They make big things happen a little at a time. Winners say yes to freedom and change. They go with the flow, and they see the beginning in every ending. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to acknowledge our 5th grade Students of the Year. Hailing from Arneville Elementary, Haley Cyprian. Hailing from Central Middle, Destiny Reed. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Kaylee Cyprian, Honorees. Jaden Jackson, Cresswell Middle. Representing the home of the Mustangs, Croc Springs, Jackson, Desautel. Lawtell Elementary. Hayden Gradney. The Lions of Leonville Elementary. Jamie Steller. Opelousas Middle. Delonda Ford. Preston Davis is representing Palmetto Elementary. Hailing from Plaisance Middle, Renaya Thomas. Port Barry High, Elijah Ford. Taylor Longclaw, Sunset Middle. And representing Washington Elementary, Caitlin Sylvester.
Thank you, Mrs. Robb. It was the legendary Jesse Owens that said, "We all have dreams, but in order to make dreams become reality, it takes an awful lot of determination, dedication, self-discipline, and effort." Our 8th grade students of the year know this to be true, as they have worked hard in order to realize this moment. And now, representing our SLP 8th graders, we have Jaden Arnold, Arnoville Elementary. Zion Funno, Eunice Junior High School. Representing Krotz Springs Elementary, Sydney Johnson. I'm gonna smile pretty big on this one. Paige Nazat, Lawtell Elementary. Leonville Elementary, Katie Degrapont. Representing the Magnet Academy of Cultural Arts, Tialope Tinibu.
My name is Tialope Tinibu.
I apologize. Representing North Central High School, Tia Rio. Hailing from Opelousas Junior High School, Lindsay Reshore. Plazos Middle, Sydney Bias. Representing Port Barry High School, we have Ansley Gilbo. Sunset Middle, Ava Harris. And by way of Washington Elementary, we have Lauren Taylor.
If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but you think you can't, it's almost a cinch. You won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out in the world we find success begins with the fellow's will. It's all a state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win the prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or the faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the one who thinks he can. Tonight, like the poet C.W. Longnecker, we celebrate the 12th grade Students of the Year. Hailing from Beauchamp High School, Madison Collins. Hailing from Eunice High School, Anna Bielstein. The Magnet Academy of the Arts brings to us Morgan Francis. Emmanuel Matthews, North Central High School. From Northwest High School, Nicholas Valaire. From Opelousas Senior High School, Avery Artie. Not present tonight, but on the screen, Fort Barry High School's Dawson LeBlanc. We wish to congratulate all of our honorees.
Congratulations again to each school's Student of the Year representative. Unfortunately, my time here as your Mistress of Ceremony has come to a close, but it has been an enjoyable experience for me. I am grateful for this opportunity. At this time, I will now turn on the program to Ms. Marnetta Scott.
Thank you, Dr. Morrison. Thank you to the honorees for being here, and thank you to all program participants. It is time now that we do honor and recognize our district level honorees, and these students will be introduced by either their principal or a faculty representative. So at this time, if you are attending with a district level honoree, 5th grade, 8th grade, and 12th grade, and you are introducing that student, please come to the stage. We'll start with 5th grade. Followed by 8th grade and 12th grade.
Good evening, my name is Elena Guillory. I'm the Student of the Year Representative at Central Middle School. I will introduce to you Ms. Destiny Reed, our St. Andrew Parish Elementary Student of the Year. Destiny is a leader at Central Middle. She's our morning host, a peer tutor, you name it, that's her. Here's a little bit about Destiny. My name is Destiny Chante Reed. I was born on August the 4th, 2010, and I'm the second child of Travis and Delana Reed. I have two siblings, Travis Jr. and Demaya Reed. I'm currently a 5th grader at Central Middle School, where I maintain a 4.0 average. My interests include reading, dancing, playing softball, and singing. My academic goal is to continue to maintain a 4.0 grade point average throughout the school year. My career aspiration is to become a pediatrician, and I would love to attend Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. During my life, I have been impacted by issues that have molded me into the person that I am today. The first issue is a form of bullying that I encountered while attending elementary school. I was often teased and talked about because of the grades that I earned. I've always strived to learn everything and have perfect scores on all of my tests, and yes, I have done so. My peers always had me thinking that making good grades was not cool, but I began to realize that the opinions of others could not change the goals that I had in life. This has motivated me to focus more on myself and to be the best that I can be. The second life event that I will discuss is about my self-esteem. Ever since I was young, I would always doubt myself and think that I was not good enough. For example, when I was younger, I struggled with not believing in myself. However, in 4th grade, I made Student of the Year, and my outlook on believing in myself has definitely changed. I always thought about the things that I could not do. After I was announced the Student of the Year, I realized that I am good enough, and that all I needed to do was focus on the things I could do and stop worrying about the things that I could not do. The final thing that has made me who I am today is my experience adjusting to a new school environment. I've always attended Highland Elementary since pre-K. I knew everyone, and the thought of changing to a new school was scary, especially a middle school. I was so nervous about having all new teachers and switching classes throughout the day. Also, the fact that the school would have a lot more students to face was overwhelming to me. I had to learn to stop getting so nervous about changes and face them as if I was able to conquer the change. And since I couldn't change the situation, I had to change the way I thought about it. I'm now familiar with everything and feel a lot better about transitioning to a bigger school. I was even named Student of the Year for Central Middle. But most important, I was nominated St. Andrew Parish Elementary Student of the Year. I now know that I do have what it takes. In conclusion, by earning this title of the St. Andrew Parish Elementary Student of the Year, I have learned that anything is possible when you believe and try hard. A word to the wise, do not doubt yourself and always know that you are good enough. Ms. Destiny Chante Reed.
Good evening. My name is Brittany Duvall, and I am serving as the school representative for Krotz Springs Elementary. It is an honor to be given this opportunity to stand before you and tell you about a very special young lady. We at Krotz Springs Elementary are proud and could not have asked for a better student to represent our school. I'd like to take this time and read a little about Sydney so you can gain a better sense of why we love her so much and why she is so deserving of this award. In Sydney's words, hello, my name is Sydney Claire Johnson. I have been chosen to represent Krotz Springs Elementary as the 2020-2021 8th grade student of the year. I consider this one of my greatest accomplishments thus far. I am 13 years old and I was born on August 24, 2007 in Opelousas, Louisiana. I have lived in the small town of Krotz Springs my entire life. Although I love to travel, I truly believe there is no place like my hometown. My parents are Doug and Courtney Johnson. I have a big brother, Connor, and 2 dogs, Rex and Bella. They all keep my life very interesting. I participate in various school and extracurricular activities, including 4-H, Junior Beta, the Gifted and Talented program, and cheer. I enjoy spending time with my friends and family, singing along to my favorite musical, Hamilton, drawing and creating animations, hunting and fishing with my dad, shopping with my mom, and playing with my dogs. My dream is to pursue a career as a nurse practitioner. I have always had an interest in the medical field because I want to serve my community and make a difference in the lives of others. Since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, I have witnessed the critical role healthcare workers play in the lives of their patients. Nurses have the ability to save lives and help families through some of the most difficult times in their lives. I think this career choice will be both fulfilling and rewarding with stability and ample opportunities for growth. One of my greatest passions is music. I love all types of music, from country to pop to classical, rap, and rock. Music has always intrigued me. I love the way music can make me happy when I am down or just change my mood in an instant. Just a simple song can take all of my worries away. I have been playing the guitar for 5 years. I enjoy learning new songs and playing them for my family and friends to hear. Guitar and music are both a huge part of my life and something I hold very close to my heart. Another of my interests is theater. My favorite musical is Hamilton, a sung and rap-through production that tells the story of American founding father Alexander Hamilton. I have been enamored by it since I discovered it. Last year, I was able to experience it live at the Sanger Theater in New Orleans, and it was amazing. I am currently starring as an extra in the Opelousas Little Theater's production of A Christmas Carol. I hope that my strong foundation at Krotz Springs Elementary, along with the love and support of my family and friends, will allow me continued growth in my life, my faith, and in my future career. This is just the beginning of my journey, and I plan to continue setting high standards and achieving lifelong goals. So without further ado, I present to you our 2020-2021 St. Andrew Parish School District 8th grade Student of the Year, Miss Sydney Johnson.
Good evening. It is indeed an honor to stand before you today to recognize not only Northwest High School Student of the Year, but also St. Andrew Parish's Student of the Year. This awesome young man is his mother's middle child. His education began as soon as he could formulate words by a retired teacher in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, by the name of Miss D. At age 5, his mother returned to Opelousas, and he attended Family Worship Christian Academy. It was not until grade 5 that he was placed into the St. Andrew Parish system at Plaisance Elementary. Nervous and afraid of his new surroundings, along with an extremely mean teacher by the name of Miss Brendel Laverne, he decided that he was going to quit school at an early age. Since quitting school was not really an option, he decided to face his fears, adjusted to his surroundings, and realized that Ms. Laverne was only motivating him to maximize his potential. For her efforts, she became one of his best teachers and strongest supporters. Upon completion of middle school, he continued his scholastic journey to Northwest High School, where he captured the attention of the football coach. 3 weeks into his freshman year, all the teachers were ranting and raving just how awesome a young man he really was. By the completion of the year, I thought his mom was in trouble, for everyone wanted to adopt such a fine, awesome young man, myself included. Presently, he is continuing his greatness while adding to his high school legacy by becoming a candidate to receive his associate's degree in general studies from LSUE before he received his Louisiana High School diploma. This young man will be an asset to whichever university he attends while majoring in physics and engineering. Our honoree tonight is humble, grounded, scholarly, ambitious, respectful, caring, and did I mention, he was awesome. His mother considers him her rainbow child, but once you meet him, you will simply consider him to be a rainbow, for he will brighten your day. Ladies and gentlemen, the son of Miss Shannon Valera, Northwest High School and St. Landry Parish's 12th grade student of the year, Mr. Nicholas Valera.
And y'all step this way. There you go.
Before we dismiss from this evening ceremony, I am new to the position as a parent and family engagement coordinator this year, and there were a lot of adjustments that I've had to make along the way. One of the biggest adjustments would be that of not having my babies, if you know what that means. So not being around the children, the students, the laughter, the chaos, the confusion, the loudness. I had second thoughts for a minute, but I know that I am where I'm supposed to be. With that being said, if I were able to give an award to a person, because I missed the phone calls from school. I didn't think I would, but as an elementary principal, I had tons and tons of phone calls. My baby, but my baby. But you have to see about my baby, but my baby. And as a junior high principal, I didn't have as many phone calls, but I still had that's my baby. So when I think of that, I did receive a call, and it was my first call of the year as parent family engagement coordinator, and it was from a grandmother. And this lady called, and I just knew she was about to read my rights, because I only allowed 2 guests to the ceremony. So eventually her anger is what I took at first. I just remained calm, turned into tears, and I heard her sobbing on the phone. So I don't know if she is present, but Miss Lorraine Smith, I award you as the crying grandmother of the year. But that was a moment that I will not forget in my first year here in this position. So thank you, Miss Lorraine. I commend you on being that grandmother, sticking up for her baby. Moving on, we do have a couple of special guests that we would like to recognize. In attendance, we do have our board members, Mr. Josh Boudreau, Mr. Myron Guillory, Mrs. Denise Rose, Mrs. Joyce Haynes, Miss Mary Ellen Donato, Mr. Raymond Casimir. And I would also like to thank Mayor Julius Alexander for being in attendance on tonight. Thank you. I could not have completed this without the assistance of some very special people that I have learned that they are a part of my team and I am a part of their team. So there are some very important people such as district staff who assisted to make this program a success. I don't want to miss anyone, but do know that I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And last but not least, I have a team of ladies that are in black with these loud colors on their shirts. They are St. Andrew Parish's parent educators. So as you leave, they have a special treat for you, but I just want them to know that I am thankful to be a part of their team, and I look forward to working with these wonderful ladies. They support me in whatever I call them for, so thank you from the bottom of my heart as well to our parent educators. I will close for now. I thank you for being in attendance. I thank you for allowing this opportunity for me to serve in this capacity, and I look forward to greater things in years to come. At this time, I will turn the mic over to Superintendent Jenkins.
I'm the only thing between dinner and celebrations, right? So I'll be brief. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for participating tonight, our parents, our grandparents, our students. Thank you and congratulations. This is an awesome accomplishment that each of you have been given this year, you've earned this year, and we want to be able to thank you. This is a small appreciation. Of course, you have the pictures that you received, the certificates, t-shirts, and other gifts that you will have received tonight. So we just want to say thank you for your hard work, your dedication to your school, and to St. Andrew Parish schools. To our board members, on behalf of our board president, Mrs. Hazel Sires, and our board members, I want to welcome you to this event tonight. And again, want to thank you for everything you've done. Mrs. Davis said something very profound, and I just wrote just a little snippet of it. She says to our students, you're going to fail, but then she talked about all those other things afterwards. And, you know, I just want to echo that continue to work hard in spite of the obstacles. This year and last year was one of the greatest obstacles that we faced, not only as a state, as a community, but as a country. But yet, we still rise. And we continue to rise, and we will live up to the challenge. And we're going to face COVID, and we're going to get through that, this hurdle that we have in front of us. So continue to work hard, continue to thrive in everything that you do. And don't do it by yourself. She said something very important. Don't do it by yourself. You have a support staff. You have a support system, rather, with you that can get you through any obstacle that you have in life. Continue to seek out your parents, friends, community members to help you through those challenges that you're going to have in life. And then one last quote, or two quotes rather. The first one simply says, preparation doesn't guarantee results. It just guarantees growth. Doesn't guarantee results, it guarantees growth. So as you're going through life, be prepared. But just know that every experience gives you an opportunity to grow and develop in everything that you do. So I want to conclude with one of my favorite poems. It's called Unchildren. It's for the students, but it's more for the parents. And it reads as follows. It says, your children are not your children. They're the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, for which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes on, not backwards, nor tarries with yesterday. For your bows with your children as living arrows are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might, that his arrow may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also that is stable. So be a stable bow for your children. And have a good evening, and congratulations.